What is the best? And so I started thinking about, how do we describe that? Well, to me, it's stories. I mean, you understand stories, and the next thing you know what the best is. So let's talk about the best. The best FedEx driver ever. My office is in my home. And so, because when you're on doing 100 programs a year around the world and you're on 300 planes, you don't need to go into an office. So I'm at home, all right? So that's where I work out of. And I can see everybody from the front in the big bay window. I've got a wing over there that we work out of. And I have a client for probably over 10 years sent me a FedEx package every Saturday for 10 years. I got to know my FedEx driver really well. All right, and I told him, why don't you fax it to me? Why don't you send me an email? No, you're going to get a package every day for 10 years. FedEx was thrilled about it. So then all of a sudden, I had the opportunity to speak to who? FedEx. And so I said to myself, you know what? I got my FedEx driver. We've become really dear friends. And the guy's a fantastic, employee of the organization. And I figured I'm going to have some fun. So about a month before the program, by the way, every time he brought me the package, he found my paper. He always, by the way, did I tell him to get my paper? I never told him to get my paper, but he always stopped, picked up the paper, and walked in and brought the package and handed me the package and handed me the paper. So now I'm saying to myself, got to have some fun. So about a month before the program, what do? I go hide the paper. Oh yeah, I hide the paper. Not too hard, not in the regular spot, because it's always in the regular spot, so I hide it just a little bit. So he drives up, and all of a sudden I'm sitting there from my office window, and this sucker's going. And then he goes, oh, there it is. He picks it up and he walks it and he hands it to him and said, hey, it's good to see you, Steve. How you doing? Great, good to see you. All right, the next week, I hide it better. Oh, yeah. I'm standing at the window and this sucker's going, he's where the heck is the stupid paper? Then he finds it, all right? The last time, the third week, I almost buried the puppy. But he is still doing what? And he finally finds the paper, all right? And then he brings it to me. Well, he's bringing it to me the third time after I almost hit it, all right? I open the door and he looks at me and says, you've been hiding it. And I said, absolutely. He said, why? I said, I'm speaking to your company next week. 2,500 executives in Vegas. And I said, I'm going to talk about who? You. I said, I never told you to find my paper, but that's who you are. That's what you're all about. And I said, when I made it harder, you kept looking. When I made it even harder, you kept looking. And so when I was preparing for the program, I was saying to myself, how do you describe the best? That's what the best is all about. That's what he was going to do what? Be the best driver he could be and go above and beyond. So when you look at the game of business, and by the way, I call business a game. Why? Because if you know how to play it, you will do what? Win.